know all the laws about cleanliness and a proper food preparation and stuff like that, you'll be a superstar at any emergency event. Totally. Number two, if you're involved with the Red Cross, they'll know you. You'll have an identification. People will be able to vouch for you that you're not some like nut job with Batman belt and balconies, and you'll actually be allowed on the other side of that red tape. Now, will you ever actually be called upon to do any communicating? Nah, probably not. But you will then be part of what's going on, and you will be your own hero. So don't just show up with your bow thing as a ham radio operator and think you're going to do anything. You're going to be sent packing. You're just getting in the way. Food service certification, get involved with the Red Cross. Now you're talking. Sorry, that's the reality of it. I know this. And one basic Chief.
Well, 30 years ago, I actually passed some health and welfare traffic from the Armenian earthquake on HF. And, well, that was 30-some-odd years ago. And guess who was the net organizer? None other than Glenn Baxter, K1MA. I can't make this stuff up.
Oh, my God. Glenn Baxter, before he curdled like a jar of mayonnaise left out in the sun.
Well, he had the IARN, International Amateur Radio thing, and he actually flew over there. I guess he had some money with some radio to the area in Armenia, in Londinican. And, I was talking to him, and I was talking to the folks in Australia, and the people in Australia wanted to know about, their so-and-so at, hospital number 9, and I'd pass that on to Glenn, and then the next day I'd hear that hospital number 9 is still standing, and I'd pass that on to the guy in Australia. And that was the extent of it. And I reckon another QSO.
I'm done ham bashing here. I clearly will never become CEO of the ARL with the kind of things I say.
Like a regular Hamageddon on here.
Yes, Glenn Baxter. Back then he was cool, but boy, I guess he kind of went off the deep edge subsequently.
Oh, he strapped an anchor around his neck and jumped into the deep end of the pool.
Who's that you're talking about?
Covered with feathers.
Glenn Baxter slipping into a Barney the Purple Dinosaur costume and wandering into Jurassic Park singing the song, I Love You, You Love Me. Yeah, well, that was a disaster.
Oh, I didn't know that part of his history. I just knew that he was broadcasting and everybody was saying, that's not legal for a ham to broadcast. And he just kept on doing it for like years. They'd send him tickets.
My daughter is Down syndrome, special needs, and autism. And she's 24. And I'll hear that coming out of her room still to this day. And I literally cringe because I hate that purple bastard. Nobody, and I mean nobody, is that happy all the time. I don't care what anybody says. That purple creep has screwed up more kids than you can shake a stick at.
Well, sir, then you'll be very happy if you go back. You have to look through Google for this, but there was a story many years ago when Barney was a big deal, where apparently Barney was supposed to be in the Macy's Day Parade, or is that the same thing as Thanksgiving Day Parade? Anyway, in Manhattan, there was supposed to be a Barney the Purple Dinosaur balloon, right? Carrying down, was it Fifth Avenue? Anyway, they have all these super large balloons. Sorry. So it was a windy day, and apparently one of the tethers
I know where this is going.
Barney got wrapped around a street lamp, and and got entangled in that. And apparently there was a sharp edge on the support for the lamp, and it cut through the tether. Well, now that person was no longer hanging on. Other people who were holding the Barney, the purple dinosaur balloon down, I guess it's filled with helium. They lost their grip because it took all of them to hold down. It was very windy, and it broke free. Well, it went skyward, and it ended up floating because it was windy. It blew into the arrival path for airliners coming into LaGuardia Airport, which is not far from Manhattan. And apparently there was one arriving flight where the captain actually got on the PA system and said, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to be landing at LaGuardia Airport in just a few minutes. However, for the passengers who are on the left side of the plane, if you look out, you'll notice a Barney the dinosaur balloon passing the aircraft if you look really quickly. And the thing is because Barney's ass was the largest part of the balloon, it was up first. So the Barney went upwards, skywards with his ass first. And it was just aerodynamics. So now people were like, everyone, lifted the shades and stuff that they were down, and they all had their faces pressed against the glass and are looking out as the plane went by, and they see there's Barney, and the kids are like going nuts and stuff, and all of a sudden, now you know what happens when a balloon goes up, right? As you go higher and higher, the air gets thinner and thinner. Well, apparently the pressure built up to the point where the Barney fabric couldn't take it anymore, and as everyone is staring out the window from that airliner that was arriving at the airport in just a couple of minutes, just as they were all staring, suddenly the balloon burst from the head. So Barney's head exploded, and the whole thing collapsed, and it went straight down. Kids were screaming. Kids were like wailing. That was the most miserable. Parents were like freaking out because their kids were like now scarred forever. Barney upside ass first into the heavens, and then his head explodes and he disappears into this purple wrap of twisted up rubber or whatever the hell that material is, and it crash landed in Jamaica Bay. You can't make this stuff up, and hopefully that makes you feel better about Barney. And one BCG.
Before you do anything, you have to visually inspect the balloon knot.
I liked Barney so much that when I had a spinnaker made for my sailboat, I had it made in Barney color purple cloth.
You did not.
I did too, and I bet there are pictures extant of that boat with that purple spinnaker.
Are you sure that people didn't think you were just like a French fan?
Well, he was a Block Island sailmaker, and he had a sense of humor.
Yep. Yeah, for those of us that grew up with kids that watch Barney, that's not funny.
What, the part of him going skyward ass first and his head explodes?
Oh, no, that's freaking hilarious. I would give anything to see that. I know this is pretty sadistic, but I would give anything. We all need reality checks, right? I mean, come on. I would have given anything to see the kids' faces when his freaking head blew off. It's freaking priceless, man.
Yeah, I think sadistic is probably the right term. I want to know why Phil is giggling.
Oh my God.
K1 QAR.
See, he won't admit it.
K1 GMM.
I'm not falling into that trap. It hasn't been 10 minutes for me yet.
You're not a follower, are you? You're a leader.
I blaze my own trail of destruction.
P.T. Barnum, he said you can fool all of the people some of the time, but you can only fool some of the people all of the time.
I am actually...
Well, anyway, as has been said many times, it's amazing what you can hear and glean from the all-new 873. So we don't even say the 3 anymore.
Somebody tell a joke.
How can you tell Ronald McDonald from everybody else in a nudist colony?
If you hang with me, Zima, 1211, I'll go through it quick.
Boy, you got me stumped.
He's the one with the sesame seed buns.
Beautiful.
You're not going to get an award winner on a moment's notice, but you did ask for a joke.
God, you guys miss... I didn't have it recorded,
Hey, I laughed,
unfortunately.
didn't I?
There was some hilarious stuff
bone.
early on.
Of course, one could say that I may have a primitive sense of humor.
Yeah, at least you don't take console from being in a plane full of kids watching Barney's head explode going...
Yeah, that must have been something. Barney's head exploding.
Spiraling back down into polluted Jamaica Bay in a twisted bunch of purple polyurethylene, some chemical stuff.
Hey, don't laugh. That's the sort of material that you make spinnakers out of. It's thin and it's got lots of strength.
The really disturbing part of that whole thing is the fact that, if you hear the I hate you, you hate me song in your sleep, and you find yourself actually hearing it in your subconscious, there is nothing more glorious than seeing his head explode. Because that is, I can tell you from experience, that's the most tormenting thing you could ever experience. Most parents, right? And I ain't wine bagging, so don't think I am. But, having a child, Caroline, she's wonderful. I can't imagine life without her. But, 24 years of this. And every time I hear, I don't even have to see him. All I have to do is hear that. And I don't know. I've never had, we all have things happen to us in our lives, right? Crap happens. But that right there, 24 years of that, I'll tell you what, that will literally make your skin crawl to the point where you want to shave it off with a freaking chainsaw. I mean, it is just a horrible thing. So that's why I say, seeing his head explode, I would give anything to see that. I said to my wife all the time, I said, I'm going to kill that freaking purple creep. I really am.
Shaving with a chainsaw. Good thing you're not into manscaping that way.
I thought about it.
Well, we'll be able to tell when your voice jumps up 3 octaves. Yeah, so maybe what you need to do is approach this differently. Next time you hear the Barney theme song, just say, all right, let's do a shot. Jack Daniels, whatever your favorite, shottable drink is. Just have that shot glass ready. And then the Barney thing comes on. It's like, hey, I got to hold up my end of the bargain. And you just take a shot. After a while, you're starting to look forward to hearing it.
I can't believe you said that, because I heard you guys, when you were talking about it, I ran upstairs and I grabbed 2 ounces of scotch. So I got scotch with no more than 2 cubes sitting here right on the desk. Just kidding. I actually had the scotch beforehand, but I thank God I have it now.
Well, I find 3 fingers of Dewar's and no rocks to be the perfect accoutrement for ham radio.
Yeah, I'm too much of a lightweight.
Bombay and Svedka.
I mean, whatever your poison, nothing goes better together than ham radio and a good, seriously stiff drink.
Amen, brother.
You know what? It takes the rough edge off. So when, you start hearing the quorum and stuff like that, it's like, just pour me another one and I'll be all set.
Yeah, my daughter went and bought a bottle of wine. Lives in Hanoi, and she got evicted by that storm called Yagi, the flood. So she goes and gets a bottle of wine and pizza and crashes at a friend's place.
Hey, whatever it takes to make life smooth out better. Yeah, I'm all for it.
Well, young girls, they drink wine. They don't drink scotch.
Yeah, and I think they drink white wine, too.
She got red wine.
I remember that a few years ago. This woman I was dating and I went up to this resort in upstate New York, and we ended up getting it was this one of those, I don't know how to describe it. It's actually a long story, but the short version is, so we went to dinner, ordered a bottle of wine, and they had the best, the garlic bread ever. I mean, it was amazing garlic bread. That was the appetizer while, we're waiting for our dinner to be ready.
Yum.
And so by the time the entrees showed up, we were all just like, wow, we're full, because we had gone through the entire bottle of wine and 2, not 1, but 2 plates of the garlic bread. And it's like, we're looking at each other like, I should go back to the room right now. I'm fine, but now we got our meals here. So the waiter's like, another bottle? And she's looking at me, not saying anything.
Out.
And I'm looking back at her, not saying anything. It's like,
thank God I'm not on and
she
on.
Goes, well, it's like, could you? And she goes,
rip my balls off.
I'm like, I think so. Yep. All right. Another bottle. Sir, we had 2 bottles of wine between us for that dinner. Yep. That was a fantastic evening. N1 BCG.
Oh, happy times.
That was what led to the Bubble Girl video. Yes. The infamous the infamous jacuzzi, where I learned why you don't take an entire bottle of shower gel and dump it upside down with a cap off into the jacuzzi. You don't think anything's going to happen, and then it does, and it's worth a video.
Hey, what happened to the wine cooler craze? Remember that from, gosh, this was a long time, back in the 90s, maybe? Remember all the girls, even some of the foofy guys were drinking wine coolers? Is that still a thing? I'm kind of out of the loop, man.
Bartles and James. It was basically like semi-alcoholic fruit punch soda.
Yeah.
But here's the deal, and you know this, I know this, no guy is going to deny it. We drank it by the gallon. Why? Because that's the fastest way to remove their clothes, is to be like, oh, this is great, let's have more.
Oh my God, I knew where you were going with that.
Listen, no matter how much you want a real man's drink or a beer or something like that, it's like, all right, all the girls are wild over this wine cooler stuff. You know what? In my mind, whatever.
Yeah, it's like, hey, baby, you want me to go get you a wine cooler?
Bartles and James, what's your favorite flavor? I'll get 6 of them.
What's up, Elmer? These guys are like freaking hilarious, man.
The end justifies the means. I mean, they weren't like horrid. So, and again, I hate to be crude, but the payoff was worth it.
Don't forget about Zima.
Zima? Really? Z-I-M-A, the beer?
You want to call it a beer? N1IIC, good evening.
That's right. You'd think his name is Rick, but it's actually Bruce. Zima had the best commercials ever. I remember the one Zima commercial I thought was the funniest thing ever. These guys are at this bar, and they're all like drinking, manly beers and stuff like that. And this guy bellies up to the bar, and the bartender goes, "What can I get you?" And he goes, Zima. And all of a sudden, the place goes quiet, and outside you hear this this car wheel screeching, and then you hear this, and everyone turns around and looks behind them to see what it was, and the guy, the bartender's like, "I'll get you one," and he brings back the Zima. Anyway, I don't remember anything else about the commercial. I just remember it was one of those surreal scenario kind of things. And I'm like, you know what? That's creative. All right, now it is my turn. N1 PCG, because I have to say it because none of you will.
We were all waiting for you, K1 GMM.
All right, what other self-proclaimed men drank Zima back in the day? Going once, going twice, check in now.
I don't even know what Zima is.
I think it's worth a Google search.
It was the gayest. There we go. It was the gayest beverage available in any bar at any time.
No, really.
No, really.
Holy crap.
There you go. And if you buy a case of Zima, it comes with a complimentary lavender boa.
And a free ticket to the Blue Oyster.
As I've said over and over and over again, it is amazing what you can glean from 873. Behind the paywall. Seriously, giving this stuff away for free is bumkus.
Yeah, this is money right here.
Well, eventually we'll be behind, actually OnlyFans would be perfect. Yeah, so people can say, "Hey, I want to hear you say this on the air." It seems perfect for OnlyFans, and you just make money off of that. See there you go, FCC. You actually can make hundreds of thousands of dollars by being on amateur radio. You just got to go behind the paywall. Boy, my mind is racing right now. I'm going to be lying awake tonight thinking about this.
They say people have done sillier stuff on OnlyFans, so hey, you never know, Clark. It's got a shot.
Yeah, I know. I mean, there's women doing women things, very, very primitive women things on OnlyFans, but guys can jump in there also. We just have to incorporate 873 and show these ladies what real money making is about. Why, people will be sticking those $1 bills in our Speedo. All right, I've said too much. Never mind.
That was the wrong visual.
Can't get that out of the mind, huh?
You went way too far on that one.
I'm just thinking about ways to get, generate interest in Hamfest. Something like that might.
Well, you could always deck yourself out. Everybody does that already. You got your tactical vest on with 15 HTs hanging all over it. The first Hamfest I ever went to, I saw that. I was like, what in the hell is that?
What would make Hamfest really good is a spank tank. Now, what is that? Well, it's this thing where you get this woman, this large size woman in a black leather outfit with the with the hood on, armed with a large paddle, and one of those like colonial days stockades, right? The thing that you put your neck and your wrists into.
Oh my gosh!
So then you get the guy at the announcement for the Hamfest to like call out the call sign, and the person who hears that thinks, "Ooh, I'm winning a brand new Yaesu rig." And then when they report to the Spank Tank, it turns out that they go up on stage with Secretia, that's her name, in front of the audience, and he thinks, "Wow, this is sort of a weird way of accepting my new Yaesu, contest master 10,000 rig." And then you put your neck and your arms into the stockade thing there. And then Secretia walks over and she's got the paddle behind her and she goes, "You've been a bad ham. I want you to squeal for me, you bad ham." And they're like, "No, I haven't been a bad ham. I thought I was getting a new rig. I heard you quirming your friends on 3873. You're a bad ham. I told you squeal for me." "Oh, you squeal for me louder." And all these people are like, "Yeah, more. Can you imagine that at a ham fest? It would be like the greatest thing ever. People would go for the show. They wouldn't even be bothering buying equipment there.
That's what we need. I'd go to see that. Somebody in the chat, I'm actually streaming this right now. I was like, I got to there's not enough levity in this stupid freaking hobby. There's really not. Everybody's so freaking serious. I'm like, come on. Elmer, W5SLG just said, he's talking about Elvira. I didn't even think about that. He's right. That's Elvira, man.
I didn't say Elvira. I said Secretia. Secretia, honey. I give you the Z-snap. Secretia's going to show you some manners, son. So you've been a bad ham? Oh, you've been a seriously bad ham. I'm coming after you, sucker. You squeal for me. You a bad ham? You going to squeal for me. You seriously bad ham.
Can you
understand what
imagine
I'm
seeing
saying?
this at a freaking ham fest? So how are we going to get something like this into Nearfest? That's the almighty question right there.
Well, this goes back to our earlier discussion about Scotch. You set up a meeting with the Nearfest organizers, and you're ready with the liquid softeners, as I call them.
Liquid softeners. Yeah, you got to massage them a little bit. Massage them with the. There you go.
Well, liquid softeners, because I mean, you ply them with a few, adult
Kinky
beverages, and then you have to start the pitch with, "All right, so I've got this idea for Nearfest. Now, just hear me through on this. I'm gonna start with this, and you're gonna have a reaction, but just hear me through, and then I'll see what you think." That's how it has to be approached.
Yeah, how would you? So you'd have to have it in a closed. You'd have to be in a closed, tent type thing, kind of like a circus. Set it up like a circus. Have an age limit. Check IDs at the door.
Oh, you mean the actual event?
Oh yeah.
Well, it would have to be in a cordoned off area, but it would have to be somewhere where it's not too, off-putting, because when just like to get the people to go up on stage, I mean, you got to call out their call signs. And so there would be a bit of confusion, some vagueness, it's like, "Oh, I just heard my call sign, N1BCG. Did I just win a brand new, Henry amplifier, or what was that?" And then I have to report to, this venue here that we're talking about. And it's only when I'm up on stage with my neck and my wrists through the stockade and Secretia steps on stage and I realize I don't think I'm getting a new rig or an amplifier. I'm starting to think this is something else. And see, that's the critical moment.
Would there be like hold on. I want to make sure I wasn't dribbling. I have to say this while I'm thinking it. Would there be some kind of, I'm thinking disclosure, but disclaimer regarding human depravity? You know what I mean? What's funny, what comes to my mind is we all think it, but we don't say it. We don't demonstrate it. You know? I mean, come on. So, yeah, there'd have to be some disclaimer outside. Maybe not. Maybe not, because if you do that, then you eliminate the shock value. So actually what you need to do is you need to false advertise it. So the shock value, you need to maximize the impact.
Well, false advertising seems to be associated very tightly with, coupled tightly with liability. So you don't want that. No, the person needs to like think all on their own, like they're getting some kind of amazing prize at the event, but in fact they're going to be completely humiliated. But the thing is that when they get off stage and everyone's like getting a good hoot and holler over it, and they're not, now everyone's like they're, you know, I don't know, wherever they wear under their pants. And then, you know, they're you know, like starting to make gestures towards calling lawyers and stuff like that. That's when they get the real prize. That's when you hand them that gallon drum of 873 butthurt cream. That's right, a topical ointment to solve all butthurt issues. Just rub this on, and you will benefit from the all-new 873 kilohertz. Or see, we're dropping the leading 3, because it's implied. Butthurt cream. So it's like all participants will be given consolation prizes after incredible humiliation. So we're covered.
Well, if you package it as a karaoke thing, and you know you get a small closet of costumes, so that you can come up and do karaoke, but you got to wear one of these costumes. You know, you have the usual assortment, you know, Barney the Purple Dinosaur, Batman, Superman, and maybe the Wicked Witch of the West for the girl.
Yeah, okay. So, Ted, now you touched on a nerve of mine. Years ago, I flew a bunch of friends out to Block Island. I'm sure you've heard of it. And to the...
Block Island, one of my favorite places on earth. Love that place.
Up I have on Connecticut Avenue there, Club Soda. Yeah, and it was in the middle of winter, and so it was like only the locals, right? The 600 year-round locals on Block Island. Karaoke night, Tuesday night. But because I was flying, I was sober. I was 100% drinking water, soda, and, well, club soda and stuff like that. I had to sit through an entire evening until 2 o'clock in the morning, not drinking, and like pretending to cheer people on. I think that was an emotionally scarring experience.
You guys notice you can't hear the static crashing.
Anyone else sat through a karaoke night without having a single drink?
Sick.
I dare you, try it. You won't come out the other side the same way.
That's why I drink when I'm there.
Now, you know, the question becomes, you weren't drinking. So what were you smoking? I want some.
No, there was no smoking and no drinking, and I actually had to fly a plane after that. I'm telling you, it was an emotionally changing experience. I was not the same person coming out the other side of that.
There's nothing like going into Block Island or out of Block Island at midnight in an airplane.
I'll buy in a non before I buy a herpes.
This was 2 o'clock in the morning we left.
I mean, I contacted a guy about an Anon 7000 Mark II.
Right.
Hasn't gotten back to me,
everyone else
so
in the plane is like singing all those karaoke songs because they're still like super happy pants about their performance. Oh, it's the 1 hour flight that feels like a transatlantic 6-hour flight.
The problem is I don't know. I don't know if I can deal with the receiver on those because I've been watching some of my old videos. God, the freaking receiver on those is so brittle.
Over to the intercom,
this is freaking beautiful.
Switch it to pilot only, so now you hear the radios and they're all isolated in their own bus. Yeah, that was critical for my sanity.
I don't have an intercom. I just have those big green headphones, and they're always on. So it doesn't matter if the passengers sing karaoke. I'm not going to hear them.
Sorry.
And people say that the Barney song makes them nuts. I've been subjected to worse.
I've totally forgotten the Barney song.
Well, tune in for 873 Karaoke Night, where we have ham radio operators who know that song forwards and backwards. Get on and entertain the crowds.
I hate you. You hate me. Let's go out and kill Barney.
Now, that's not the spirit.
But that's the song.
Yeah, they just changed the lyrics for the little kids.
I just chased the world's smallest fly off of my wire.
I think that's a little bit too much personal information right there.
This is why I leave the TMI bulb slightly unscrewed so it doesn't make contact.
Oh my God.
You know, that's not a bad way to go through life.
I'm serious. I used to have that 75 watt incandescent bulb, and it's fully in its ceramic socket. And, you know, most of the time on 3873, there would be sort of like a dull glow, and it would be fine. No big deal. Sometimes it got brighter. Sometimes it went away when people start talking about, like, you know, the contacts they made on 10 meters, and it would pretty much go out.
Yeah, Dan, isn't that fun?
Somebody would say
Such a
something,
cool place.
and it would go supernova, and it would, like, within a flash, literally, the filament would go bright red. The glass would superheat. It would shatter. There would be glass shards stuck into the sheetrock walls everywhere. And it's like, you know what?
There's a few.
You blew out yet another TMI bulb. And now
there's a few G2s for sale I've seen over the past couple weeks. I'm like, ugh. I don't know. It's really tempting, dude. I mean, it's like $1,000 less. People bought them. I don't know why they're dumping them, though. That's weird.
B1 QAR.
Tired of getting my walls repainted and the gouges from the glass shards repatched. Okay, fine. N1 BCG just to fill this awkward silence.
Been waiting for you. K1 GMM. The follower that I am.
And I have a few things to do, so I'm going to hop out. You guys enjoy the evening.
Well, I guess we bored him off the air.
You scared me.
Yeah, but just look at it as a growing experience.
Expand your mind.
Like Barney did when he went skyward ass first and his head exploded.
Elmer W5SLG said, if you have enough drinks, the Barney song is fun. I don't know how many drinks I'd have, to be honest with you. Because the more I think about it, it doesn't matter whether I'm liquored up or I'm completely sober. It's the most annoying thing I've ever heard. And I know we've been around this horn, but man. Yeah, I'll leave that there. Done.
I already have like a Discord channel set up.
No, I got this stupid YouTube channel. I've been pushing YouTube videos for, I don't know, 8 years. There's a decent number of subscribers, but nobody watches them except the core group. I always have a core group. Whenever I push a live stream, there's a core group of maybe 6 or 7 guys that jump in there, and it's a lot of fun there. Over.
Yes, so you are like the Jim Jones of Facebook.
There you go. I'm a wannabe. Well, not really. What happened was I bit off more than I can chew because I started doing it and I didn't realize what comes along with that. So you can't go anywhere. You can't do anything. Oh, I know you. Good Lord. I work some QSO parties and it's like, hey, I know that. Wait a minute. I know that call. Where do I know that call from? Like, oh, freaking here it comes. It sounds like false humility, but it's not. I had no idea what I was jumping into. Worldwide. I got, stuff on the channel about all kinds of different things. And there is a benefit to being anonymous. I will say that, especially in this hobby. I've actually thought about changing my call sign, to be honest with you. But I've been looking at like 1x2s, 2x1s. Pfft, yeah, forget it, man. I can't find a single one that's available.
All been hogged up. Hey, what's that green stuff that's in like burritos and stuff? That green sort of mushy stuff.
Guacamole.
Yeah, I love guacamole. When you said bit off more than you can chew, it reminded me of a guacamole story. I was at this Japanese restaurant with this date, and you
guys are
great.
all trolls, man.
And so I was like, all right, we gotta be very impressive here. And so she had like that sweater with, and that's it on top. And it's like, man,
I do have the 7300.
This night's going to
sitting
have
over
to go
on my
great.
right-hand side.
And so we ordered our dinners and stuff like that. And I noticed that on the side of the
it's a
dish
crap
that I
can
ordered,
on
they
AM.
had dumped a bunch of
This thing rock
guacamole,
and
like this
rolls on
big,
AM.
more than a golf ball size thing of guacamole. I'm like, I love guacamole. So I took my spoon. And yeah, I know I'm a gringo. I had the chopsticks, but I also had a spoon. I wanted to dig into this. Dug into that, took it, and right in the old mouth there. And within a second, I realized this is not guacamole. Turns out it was wasabi. At that moment, like in the cartoons, like where your whole head goes fully bright red, and then the steam comes out of your ears, that was me. And I remember drinking all of my water, all of my sake, all of her water, all of her sake, and then all the water glasses on the tables on either side of us. There was no one sitting at those tables. But yes, that was the night that I mistook wasabi for guacamole. And so your comment about bite off more than you can chew sort of brought back that scarring incident. I've apparently had a lot of those, and one BCG.
What happened after?
Amazingly, she thought that was really funny, so that was fortunate. But I don't think I could taste anything for the next week and a half.
Yeah, but her.
That's not for airing, but I will say, though, that was, I don't know why there is a such thing as wasabi. I mean, this is, and why anyone would put that on a plate, like people would want to eat that stuff. That is pure toxic.
Hey.
If you or a dog, not necessarily a poi dog, prepared the correct Hawaiian way, but just wandering around the East Bronx, a long place, a long time. You're out there in Queens, and there they are roasting them on a spit, and wasabi comes in handy to kind of ameliorate the flavor.
I'm sorry, did you say ameliorate or devastate?
Ameliorate, man. What, dude? You gotta, you don't eat it like guacamole. That's like aspirin.
How much did you actually put in your mouth? Was it an entire teaspoon or something?
Oh no, it was. I'm trying to remember the spoon. It was like if it was a tea. No, I don't think we would.
Funny.
I don't think we would have had a teaspoon at the table because there's no reason for a teaspoon. I think it was a tablespoon for the soup.
Oh my God!
So I used that, and it was like a third of that larger than a. I mean, it was big. It was
Hey,
like
what's up?
I figured it's guacamole.
Wasabi's awesome. Yeah,
this will
lemon.
be great. It'll go down.
Lemon.
You know, it'll be fine. And no, it was.
Oh.
Napalm.
Yeah. No, it absolutely was.
What's up, Ellie?
Yeah, I'm
You
thinking that for
Chiquita banana.
guacamole. I can see it now.
I don't know how you survive that. I mean, I'm a big sushi eater, and I love my wasabi. But you put that much wasabi. I put a little bit too much. Like, I would say, yeah, whatever. A decent amount. And, and one comment. Wives are, Lisa did the same thing to me, my wife. I was down at the Chinese food place down in Bennington at the, the buffet. So I had some sushi. So I put a little bit too much wasabi. I'm telling you what, man, right under the freaking table. I thought my head was going to freaking blow off. I was going to do a Barney. I can't imagine that much wasabi. That's almost death. I'm surprised, dude, you didn't have to go to the friggin' emergency room or something.
Well, okay, so the thing is this. You don't really taste it unless it's on your tongue, I guess, because it didn't stay in my mouth. No, all right, I can't spit it out. How would that look? And besides, I like.
Oh yeah, that's all you need, Dan.
Oh yeah,
just a little tiny bit
guacamole. This is great. So the moment that I realized, wow, this is not guacamole, and that's why I said my water, my sake, her water, her sake, and all the water glasses on the tables on either side of us. But by that time, it was not. It was more a matter of washing it all down. I have no idea what went on in my stomach after that. I guess my stomach can't taste it, but boy, I had to get it the hell off my tongue. I might have even taken my napkin. I mean, this is like 5 years ago. 5 years ago. But I may have even taken the napkin and wiped my tongue off. But that I will say this. I mean, it was a lot, but it was. It didn't stay long. Swallowed the whole thing. And I got the hell off my tongue. But yes, that was the most near-death experience of eating anything ever in my life. So toxic, indescribable.
Do you like Indian food? Like true Indian food, like India, curry, stuff like that?
Oh my God. Chicken sog, mango lassi, some naan bread. I love that.
Oh, the bread. The naan?
Absolutely.
Yeah, that is great stuff. This is years ago. I'll keep it brief. Oh gosh, this was 30 years ago. We were up at a campground. Our favorite campground, my favorite place to go at that time was Stowe. Of course, I live in Vermont, but we go up to Stowe almost every weekend. We go knocking around up there, up in Smuggler's Notch. And we were at the campground, and these guys, they were tearing it up, man. It was like 2 o'clock in the morning. I got pissed. So I came out of the tent, and I said, I'm going to go tell them to knock it off, right? So I get over there, and they're all a bunch of guys from India, right off the freaking plane. I'm like, what are you doing here? I didn't say that, but I said, hey, you guys, we worked yesterday and we'd like to get a little sleep. If you could just tamp it down a little bit. And they're like, oh no, we're so sorry. We're so sorry. And they had some curry chicken going, right? on the fire. He said, sit down with us and have some curry chicken. I said, no, it's okay. I'm going back to bed. This is like 2:00 in the morning. So I, Steve, the pushover, I sat down and they gave me one of these styrofoam bowls and they said, here, take some bread. I said, no, I don't need any bread. And they said, yeah, you better take some bread. And I was like, no, don't worry about it. They're like, just take some bread. So I ignored them. I took a bite of this crap, and I'm telling you, my freaking face melted off. I almost fell over, and they started freaking laughing. They thought that was hilarious, and they all grabbed the bread and tore off a bunch of bread and handed it to me. They said, eat the bread. And I'm telling you, I couldn't get enough bread. I couldn't get enough bread in my mouth. I don't know what the frick they put in that, but that was like the hottest, and I love hot food. Ghost peppers, hell yeah, Johnson. But I don't know what they put in that, but that was like literally thermonuclear meltdown. I don't know. I've never had anything that. I've had something close to that, but nothing. It can't beat it. And this was like 30 years ago. Go ahead, K1GM.
Oh boy, this is a very funny story. So the guy comes to tell us to be quiet, to settle it down. And we give him some food and his head explodes. Did you see that? It's hysterical. So we're going to totally indoctrinate you into the Indian culture. We're going to have you having Indian food. We're going to have you smoking the hookah pipe. And after that, we're going to ask you for your credit card information because we're all scammers. But you know what? It's all good fun.
Yes, it's all good and fun in the Indian culture.
I think you guys are sleepers, man. That was pretty good.
You never know what you're going to hear on ham radio. You come here, we give you entertainment, we take your credit card information, and everybody has a good time.
Yeah, but we have had much training from the people that do customer service for the people that we work for and work with.
Oh, Lord. Look at some butthole keyed up right inside the passband. That's the beauty of the system. Look at this.
What's the matter?
You can't even hear him.
If you don't have a cat, well, maybe because we already ate it.
Freaking funny.
All the cats have been roasted in Queens.
Somebody's on
The only thing
3870
we don't do is we
inside
don't
the
do
passband.
cattle. No, cattle is very, very, respected around here. We don't do the cow. You like the beef burgers? Oh no, that is totally unacceptable place. We don't do that. But if you do anything else, we have all kind of dishes here. As I said, my friend was, what's his name? N1BCG? Yes, sir, N1BCG. Why don't you come and talk on the mic? No, you're doing a great job. All right, I take it from here. The guy over there, the licensee of the station here, he likes the mango lassi here. Very nice drink. And what did you say? Chicken stock. Yeah, that chicken stock, yes.
This is 80
One
meters.
of my favorites also. That, and you have the spinach and the
AM.
chicken together in the nice
AM
sauce.
phone 3873.
Anyway, we talk about cooking
Freaking
here
guys
on
are funny as all
3873,
hell.
and everyone has a great time. So a very international frequency, yes.
Holy cow. My face hurts.
Or we have something for that too.
Oh. Yeah, my face hurts from laughing. I haven't laughed. Thank you. Thank you. I'll just say thank you. I know you guys could give a crap less, but yeah, this is a huge bonus for me.
All right, now we're really going to bring you back to earth. We're going to sing Don't Say It. I'm going to mention it really quick. You know the Don't Say It. Yes, the Barney song. I told you. I'm sorry. The Barney song. We're going to sing the Barney song and we're going to fix the laugh.
Okay, have a good night, man. See you later.
Boy, what a lightweight. Yeah, you scared them off.
You watch. My daughter has this sixth sense. I'll go upstairs, and I bet you tonight she's watching Barney. She doesn't do it often. Once in a great, great while. You watch, and I'll come back in here and I'll tell you. If she does that, I'll be like, all right, that's just too spooky.
You know what? That's after all this discussion, that's karma.
Yeah, that's undeniable. There's something else at work there.
Four and a half hours until Friday the 13th.
What's going to happen?
Who knows? Only the green, whatever it is, the goblin. Who is it? The Green Lantern? Who is it that only he knows?
The Wasabi monster.
Come on. Remember that. Only the so-and-so knows.
So,
Yeah, thank you.
it's not green anything. You must have wasabi on the mind.
I'm telling you, you guys just gave me a great idea. Next time the wife torques me, I got to get some avocados, and I'm going to make some guacamole, and I'm going to go get some wasabi, and I'm going to she's going to think it's guacamole, and I'm going to throw that wasabi on her plate. If you want to get even with someone, oh heck yeah, dude. That's the way to do it.
Why don't you? You know what? And then at the end of October, in just a month and a half, is Halloween. Why don't you get like wasabi flavored Skittles and put those?
Oh, no, wait a minute.
Put those in the bowl for the trick or treaters.
Oh, I didn't even think. You are sick, dude. That is freaking funny. Could you get in trouble for that?
Oh, that must have been the neighbors.
Okay, see, Lisa wants to, she's like, leave the light on. Leave the light on. I said, I'm not going to leave the light on. I don't want those little rat bags coming to my door. Freaking 9 o'clock at night. Are you kidding me? I'm watching TV. I'm not getting up for nothing. And, you know, she's like, please leave the light on. And she'd go over, turn it on. I'd go over and shut it off. So there you go, dude. There you go. I'm going to, how do we do that, though? You'd have to, do you just coat them? It wouldn't take much. Children, their taste buds aren't like ours. We've been exposed to all kinds of stuff. You could probably just coat them a little bit. But see, they probably catch it. You know, it'd be like, oh, what's this slimy stuff all over the M&Ms?
Did you have a bad experience as a summer camp counselor? I'm trying to figure out where this came from.
No, I had a bad experience at summer camp.
All right.
I don't know. I've just never been into that stuff.
What, wasabi Skittles?
No, definitely not. But the thought of giving those to some punk that comes to my door, heck yeah, dude. That's great. That's the best idea I've heard in a long time.
Yeah, they gotta make those candies, which are like, chocolate on the outside, and then they've got like some creamy filling on the inside. Yeah, just swap out that creamy filling for wasabi. So you're like, all right, yeah, you one bite into this, it's like there's a party in your mouth and everyone's invited. And then you find out it's not a party, it's actually a rumble.
Yeah. What do you put? So could you do like, I know this is pretty sick and twisted. I can't even believe we're talking about this. Peppermint patty. It's got to be something soft. So you could take a syringe and you could put it right through the foil wrapper and inject that into like a peppermint patty. Oh, yeah. Ideas are flowing now.
Oh, especially at FBI headquarters.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, this topic is a little bit too detailed for broadcasting on the air, especially when people have access to web SDRs.
Yep. Reboot. Shut down. Yeah.
Yeah, the year before, meaning I had nothing to do with it, the year before I got to college, apparently someone had dumped some amount of syrup of Ipecac in the orange juice machine at the cafeteria. Yep, dozens of kids, violent vomiting, and the ARA was they had the franchise for the food services at my college there. They were apparently on the phone with the CDC in Atlanta trying to find out what the hell was going on. Yeah, it turned out to be syrup of Ipecac. That's another good one for Halloween. Oh, wait, I've got one even better. Phosphosoda. Yes, phosphosoda. For those of you unfamiliar, this is the shot glass size amount of liquid that you're supposed to ingest, which tastes like, well, wasabi, except without the fire part. And then down 16 glasses of water in rapid succession after that. And then you just wait for about 15 minutes. And the next thing you know, there's nothing inside your body between your teeth and your bunger. That's right, flushes you right out. This is supposed to be the night before a colonoscopy. Yes, phosphosoda, another key ingredient to Halloween candy.
All right, I gotta get upstairs because we're gonna do dinner pretty soon. But I gotta go up and tell Lisa. She's gonna be so mad at me. She's gonna be like, "You are not doing that." I wouldn't do that. But she takes me so seriously, you know how wives are. But you got to get a reaction out of them. You know, it's like kind of, when they're sleeping in the morning, and you're kind of pissed off because you've been up since 4 o'clock in the morning, and you're like sitting there for 5 hours. And come on, get up. I'm lonely. Get up and talk to me. So you walk in, you take a couple pan lids, you smash them together. Next to the bed. There you go. So, yeah, this is okay. Thanks a lot, man. You gave me a lot to annoy her with tonight. I'm going to get out of here. Go up. I'm so hungry. 7-3, guys. We'll catch you later. And thanks for the entertainment. Good Lord. My face, I'm serious. My face hurts. I don't smile or laugh much anymore. So this has been like, this is therapy. And give me a lot of ideas that I'm not going to act on, okay? Everybody listening, just freaking take a deep breath and relax. Don't get all freaking weird on us. K1GMM.
All right, I have 3 predictions which will happen in order according to my prediction schedule here. Number 1, you're going to repeat all this stuff at the dinner table. Number 2, your wife's going to say, "Where did you learn all this?" 3, tomorrow morning, all your ham gear is going to be sitting out at the curb by the recycling bin.
I'll tell you what, I've seen her really mad twice in my life. Once in my life actually scared me to the point where I was like, okay, is the gun cabinet locked? Where are the guns? And I'm telling you, you know a woman's wrath. I've seen that once, and that's the line I need to walk. I need to figure. I still haven't figured that out yet. Well, I have, because it's only happened twice. This won't really torque her. But, yeah, I don't know. No, she's pretty tolerant of my behavior. She puts up with an awful lot, but she's a good girl. She's very loving and forgiving, and I am not. So, they say opposites attract. There you go.
Well, have the finest business evening ever. Enjoy that Discord channel or YouTube or whatever you're doing. Oh, and to all of the GMM fans out there, hey, catch you guys next time.
Yeah, right. All 3 of them. No joke. Go through the chat. I'll tell you. Actually, there's some new guys in here. So that's cool. Some new hams. So yeah, you can put a feather in your cap, because I'm telling you, there was at least 1 or 2 new hams that just got their technician license, and they are scarred for freaking life, Johnson. That's my goal at this point. The educational stuff, that's gone down the highway. That's so far water under the bridge. I'm bored with that. It's all entertainment. So, yeah, thank you. You actually scarred them, and they'll probably leave the hobby. You got to have a thick skin. We'll see you later. Have a great night, you guys. Thanks for letting me in. K1GMM. We'll see you soon.
Back to 11 meters for them where it's safe. Have a great evening. N1 BCG.
Good evening. N1 BCG, KB20UA. Tip of the hat, no, wave the hand.
Waving a hand. Oh my God. Oh, I'm so tempted to jump back in there. Anyways, we'll see you guys later. Have a great night. Oh, who asked me about the audio thing? So the audio, it's actually very simple. So the audio card, I'm going to go through this really fast because there's so much information on my channel. It's all been answered before. So let me go station rear. That's what it's on. Okay. So here we have the audio card. This is a sound card. This is sending audio to OBS. It's not sending audio to the radio. I have an analog cable that goes from the rack to the Sun SDR2DX. All right. This is GXL 2200. I brought this back in line today. I absolutely love this microphone. I bought it for $60 like 9 years ago. It's a freaking awesome microphone. If you ever see one, CAD, Charlie Alpha Delta, GXL 2200, dynamite microphone. I like them. I like it better than I've been having problems on AM with my audio. This solved the issue. Great microphone. A lot of good microphones out there. All right, Zima. All right, you're still there. Good. So this is a CAD GXL 2200. And now, yes, I'm a baritone. I have a low voice. All right, so that flows into a Behringer Ultra Gain Pro preamp, and then flows into a Rane 30-band EQ. All of this stuff is cheap stuff except for the Aphex 204. So the Behringer Ultra Gain Pro flows into a Rane 30-band EQ, and then flows into an Aphex 204. Now you can substitute the Aphex 204. Very difficult to find and not worth spending a lot of money on. They're very long in the tooth, but they're one of a kind type unit. They're an oral exciter with optical, what's called optical big bottom. You can get a Behringer exciter, I don't know the exact model number, which does basically the same thing. I've heard it works freaking great. So you don't need the Aphex 204. You can get the Behringer instead. All right, and that flows into a Composer Pro XL. That's a complementer gate with de-esser and hard limiting. And then the Virtualizer 3D. That's an FX 2000 Behringer for a little bit of room reverb. That's it. That's all I got running. You don't need a freaking rack 6 feet tall to produce audio like this. Now keep in mind the audio is EQ'd for transmit on the radio, which comes out different than what you're hearing. So it may be a little bright and it may be a little brittle in the top, but that's so I can push enough energy in the top so that if the signal fades, the energy's there for the copyability. All right. And I got plenty of videos on the channel about all that garbage. So you guys take a look through there. There's actually a playlist. So go to the playlist on the channel and you can, you can find some stuff. All right. 7-3 guys, have a great evening. This was a lot of fun. I saw them up here and I was like, check it out. Usually I go to 3885, which is the AM window. But these guys are around 3873, and I saw them there. I thought, oh, who are these guys? All I can tell you is if you're a new ham radio operator, don't get too serious, right? I've only been in the hobby for about 10 years. And there's not enough levity in the hobby. Light. Keep it light. Have some fun. Connect with people that make you laugh, make you smile. It's a hobby. It's supposed to be fun. It's not a profession.